say. Like for example, today before I went to work, I actually dropped by at Texas Chicken on the way to my clinic to order my breakfast. Okay, so when I went in, there were 3 staff in the Texas Chicken, the restaurant, and all 3 of them, even though they were wearing masks, they were all wearing masks below their nose. So if you wear your mask below your nose, it's not serving any purpose at all. You can get infected and you can also transmit infections. So a lot of people are still wearing masks below their nose, which I can't understand, because many of them will say that I cannot breathe. But to me, we have given you more than 1 year to get used to breathing with the mask, because if you look at all doctors and nurses, even before pandemic, we have always been wearing masks doing our work, and we can breathe. There's no such thing as cannot breathe wearing the mask. I agree, initially you're not used to it, but it's been more than 1 year, and why are you still not used to it? So sometimes when people ask me that why are the cases still going up despite lockdown, then my answer is very simple. It's partly because of the people. I mean, we like to blame the government. We like to blame the government cannot do anything and not doing the right thing. We can blame the government for all the things they have done wrongly. But I think ultimately it's still we are responsible as well, because when we go out, we don't wear masks. When we wear masks, we don't wear masks properly. So we don't protect ourselves, we don't protect other people. So the common mistakes that people are doing, I'm sure all of you know, is not wearing the mask properly when you're outside, not at home. And another thing is eating together. When you work, you like to eat together, because I understand it's human nature. Human nature likes to socialize. And when we work, usually it is only during the lunchtime, the tea breaks, that we get to sit around with our colleagues and chit chat and have some fun. If not, work is like so dull and boring and stressful as well. But at this time of pandemic, with so many cases, I don't think we should be eating with our colleagues or our friends anymore. So we should not even take down our masks when there's 2 persons in the same room. So I guess a lot of things that we see is not happening. That's why our cases are going up. So it's very obvious why our cases are going up. Number 1 is because the virus is already there, everywhere. It's everywhere. At every corner in KL, especially Klang Valley, it's at every corner. And then if you were to pull down your mask, you will get infected. That is as simple as that. So now, why the cases are going up? I don't think we can blame government strictly. It's partly because of us. So everyone, yeah, please remember to wear your mask whenever you go out. Okay, then there is this very, very hot topic recently that everybody has been sharing. It has gone viral. People talk about ivermectin. Ivermectin, the drug to cure COVID-19. Ivermectin. Even my father also showed me that. He said, Iping, you know, this drug work, it work, save so many lives, He thinks that his daughter doesn't know about this drug. Actually, this drug, we already knew like half a year ago at least, and we have been talking so much about the drug, and in fact, doctors have been debating so much about the drug. We have been debating so much about this drug. There are a group of doctors that strongly believe that it works, and there is also another group of doctors that strongly believe it doesn't work. I tell you, the debate in the doctors group can go like 100 over comments in 1 hour, crazy, but that is exactly what's happening. So what is ivermectin? Let me tell you what is ivermectin. Ivermectin, number 1, it is a drug that has been there since 1987. So 1987, long time ago, right? More than 30 years already. So number 1, we have this drug for so long, but we use it for other purpose. We use it for what? We use it for scabies and head lice. Head lice, kutu, head lice and scabies. Scabies is those infections around your hands. We have been using that for more than 30 years, but not in Malaysia. In Malaysia, it is only licensed for use in animals. So the animal doctor has been using ivermectin for animal. So let's say you have a monkey with lice, kutu on the monkey. Monkey whole body full of hair, right? So they use drugs like ivermectin to get rid of the lice, to get rid of scabies. So in Malaysia, it has only been licensed for animal use, not for human use. But there are countries out of Malaysia, not many countries in fact, very few countries only, that actually license it for human use all this while. But we know human can use. And we know we already use it for more than 30 years, especially in countries that are licensed to use. They have been using ivermectin for more than 30 years. And we know that it is effective for head lice, for scabies, and also we know that it is actually safe. You can take it. It's a relative safe drug. I cannot tell you that it's 100% safe because there's no drug in this world that's 100% safe. But it is a relatively safe drug. Not much side effect. Not many people have any severe side effect from this drug. So it is safe to use. Then why suddenly this story about ivermectin and COVID-19? So somebody actually did a research. They used ivermectin in the lab. And in the lab, it has been shown that ivermectin can kill COVID-19 virus. Wow, isn't that good? Ivermectin can kill COVID-19 virus in the lab. But in real life is another story. Because in real life and in the lab is not necessarily the same. So what is happening in real life? Number one, we know that when we take ivermectin, the dose of ivermectin in our blood is not that high compared to the dose of ivermectin they use in the lab. The dose of ivermectin in our blood, if we pop in the ivermectin tablet, is 9 times lower than the dose of ivermectin that they use in the lab. So we don't actually know whether this ivermectin can kill the COVID-19 virus in your body. So people are not sure. Possible, but not sure. So what we need to do is we need to do research. So there are many research all over the world, because I always like to say desperate times require desperate measures. You see, why is ivermectin viral now in Malaysia? Actually, ivermectin, we knew it since last year. But why is it only viral now in Malaysia? Because we are desperate. And if you look at when people quote to you, India use it, Thailand use, Indonesia use it, Philippines use it, and we know that their COVID-19 was very bad long before us. And when they were desperate, they were like grabbing anything. Or maybe this will work, everything we try, okay? So we try everything. So people have tried. And in fact, a lot of research has been shown that have been done, but there are problems with the research. Number one, it doesn't show any conclusive answer. In the research that has been done on humans over the last 1 year, it has not shown that ivermectin worked, but it also doesn't show that ivermectin doesn't work. Why? Because the research are all very small number. I give you ivermectin, you get cured. Is it because of ivermectin? Maybe not. Because many people who never take medicine with COVID-19 also get cured. So we cannot say that this who take COVID-19 and survive the COVID-19 means it's due to the medicine. We cannot say that, because we can also say a lot of other people that never take ivermectin but also survive from COVID-19. So because of that, it's very hard to prove that ivermectin works. So when you want to prove that ivermectin works, we need to do very big research. But unfortunately, the world has been doing very small research. So at the end, nobody knows whether it works or not. And there is one country, very interesting country that everybody like to quote, is Peru. Because Peru actually asked the medical people to use it since May last year until March this year. And from March this year, they stopped using already because they found that it didn't work. Despite using ivermectin for like 10 months, almost 10 months, but people are still dying of COVID-19. So it doesn't seem to work. Even in India recently, they have already advised to stop using, although not all doctors listen, because they found out that it doesn't really work. But in research base, we still haven't proven anything. But in the lab, it shows that it works. But many countries who have been using ivermectin, people are still dying. So you need to understand ivermectin. Few things. Number one, it is not licensed to use in Malaysia on humans. So now we actually allow it for emergency use purpose only in research setting. So if you are going to be given ivermectin, you are given ivermectin as an experiment, as a research, because we really do not know whether it works or not. But as usual, desperate times require desperate measures. We don't know what else works. If we have something that potentially works, I am sure everybody is willing to try. But you can only try under doctor supervision. Because it is experimental, it is under research, we do not know whether it works or not, and we do not know whether there will be any side effects on you or not, because it is on experimental basis. And there are also a lot of worries about ivermectin. What is the worry? You see, when we give medicine that is supposed to work, but we didn't give the enough dose, because instead of giving 9 times higher, we only give the standard dose. We know the standard dose is safe. 9 times higher dose, we aren't really sure. We don't know whether it's safe for you to take 9 tablets at the same time instead of 1 tablet at a time. So we don't know whether it's safe. But we know that at this dose, may not be enough to kill the virus. So when you give a medicine that is supposed to maybe make the virus less strong but not die, what is going to happen? Typically, like antibiotics, antifungals, we know any medication, whether antibiotic or antifungal, that is not strong enough to kill the germ, but whether it's a bacteria or a fungus, but even though it can inactivate it, but it's not strong enough to kill it, what happens at the end? It forms resistance, because these bacteria and fungus, what happened to them? They mutate. They form a new variant that this medicine will not work anymore. So that is the thing why we worry, because maybe we don't know. Maybe ivermectin is the only drug that will work for COVID-19, but we need to do it like a higher dose, not at the dose that we are giving. But we do not know what dose is safe for a human, at the same time effective for COVID. We don't know. And now we are already, everybody taking ivermectin. And what is going to happen? We really worry that the virus will mutate, and ultimately ivermectin will not work anymore. So that is one worry that we really worry with the use of ivermectin. That's why we don't encourage actually the use of ivermectin in large numbers. You want to do it under experiment? Yes, because somebody needs to find the answer whether things work or not, but not in large numbers. So it's definitely not recommended for the use for everyone in the country. But as I will say, desperate times require desperate measures. Everybody is trying to find ways to save the loved ones, because we know that many people are dying, especially with the new strains, which happen to be a lot more stronger. The virus is a lot stronger and people are actually dying. So that's it I have to say about ivermectin.